This is the Middle East. Sprawl like a sleeping giant over this part of the world. This is Israel. Small in size, big in meaning. Only 8,048 square miles in area, but with 570 miles of tense borders. Suppose you lived there, who would you be? Descendant of pioneers who settled the land a generation ago? Ex-inmate of a German DP camp? Escapee from a life of oppression in Yemen or Iraq or the hills of Kurdistan? Maybe you just arrived yesterday from Morocco or Tunisia like these new immigrants. And where would you live? In a tin hut in a transient village? In a cottage? A barracks? An old age home? A city apartment? A shack in the desert? Or maybe like Daniel, who lives with his wife and 2 children in one of the new settlements of the Galilee, not 20 miles from the city of Haifa, and a lot closer than that to the Israel-Jordan border.
Yuri, finish your breakfast. Don't be late for school.
Will you have more coffee?
Thank you. That's a pretty dress you're wearing, Hannah.
Thank you.
Hannah's dress is made of cotton grown right here in Israel.
Yeah, it's one of our new crops.
Sounds as if you had a hand in that crop.
Oh, no, we don't grow cotton in this settlement.
Oh, what do you do?
Oh, plowing, planting, tractor driving, helping build houses. The works. I'm a settler. Wherever they need me here, whatever's important at the moment. Believe me, there's plenty to do. It's strange because I was a lawyer where I came from.
Where did you come from?
I think this tells the story. But I find myself forgetting that number once in a while. When I tell the story of this to Yuri here, he thinks it's a tale of ancient history or something I made up. One thing is sure. Nothing like that is ever going to happen to him.
Well, it all certainly looks peaceful enough.
Yes, but what you didn't notice is the barbed wire there. We are right on the edge of Israel. We work in those fields by day, but we have to go out and guard them every night. Things aren't as serene as they look.
Why not, Daniel?
Well, I guess there's no other country in the world whose very right to existence is so persistently challenged by all of its neighbors. In this settlement and everywhere else in Israel, both on the border or off, this much is certain. Nobody runs away. You take the families from Yemen who grow that cotton Hannah's dress is made of right up on the border. Even in the cities, they know they're not safe. In Tel Aviv, they used to think of themselves as 12 miles from Jordan. Now they can't forget they're only 8 minutes from Cairo by jet plane.
We have a friend who left Jerusalem to teach immigrant children in a border settlement. She went down to teach. She stayed to learn. Then, just recently, a bomb was thrown into one of the schoolrooms by marauders. Our school teacher friend could have gone back to the city, but she's not running. And she's still down there, teaching school.
Oh, speaking of school, Yuri, Hannah, it's time you two were off.
Come on, children. Let's get our hair combed.
Yeah.
Nice kids.
Yeah, we think so. Nice kids. But for them, do you know what we need most and want most to make our dreams come true?
What?
Peace. 20 years of peace to build this country. And then our neighbors will see how clearly useful we are to them, so that permanent peace will come of itself. And meanwhile, we've got to be strong.
But with the odds stacked against you, why make things tougher for yourself by taking in new immigrants? Why not hold off for a while? Make your own burden easier.
You were never an immigrant. I was. Suppose Well, suppose that the people who were here first had said no to me. What would I have done? Where would I have gone? We just can't say no to them.
And right now, today, in Tunisia and Morocco, tens of thousands of people know that now is the time for them to leave, while they still have a chance, while the doors are still open.
What's wrong with it where they are?
You'd have to come from there the way I did to really know. To live in a ghetto in Morocco or Tunisia is meant to live like a ghost. No rights, no acceptance, no status before the law, no writ of habeas corpus, no vote, and worst of all, no future. But when they attack you besides, the way they attacked the Mela, the ghetto of Casablanca last summer, when they attacked Jewish business and homes the way they did in Mazagan, Safi, Bujad, and other towns there, then more and more of these people want to leave as soon as they can.
That's why they want to come here, to us, to Israel. We want them. They are wanted.
Well, you say things are so bad for the Jews in North Africa. I thought conditions had improved.
Oh, yes, that's true. Funds raised in America have made a lot of difference.
Mommy, come here.
But it isn't enough. It isn't enough. Not when so many have to live in fear. Not when they can't face the future, a decent future for themselves and the children. Not when they find it harder and harder to make a living. You see, we're all immigrants here. All. We were all refugees once. We must keep the gates of this country open.
When they get here, won't that mean more refugee camps, reception centers? Won't it mean more of this?
No more tent cities.
Won't it mean more tin huts? More slum villages like the ones you call Mabarot?
No more tin huts. No more waiting around.
What then? What'll happen to these people?
This time we have a plan. A real plan. Ship to settlement.
Ship to settlement?
It means that the newcomers who reach Israel from North Africa go immediately to permanent settlements. This is Lachish. David slew Goliath here with a slingshot centuries ago. After that, centuries of neglect. Now there are new giants to slay, bringing a barren land to life. Today there are 20 settlements growing in Lachish, with more to come.
That's up on the border, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's right. It is. But nobody runs away.
I should think they'd want to run away from there.
Just stop and think who they are. Take any single one of them. Take a man who's been cursed and cuffed around all his life and treated like something less than human. And then he gets here. He's got something to say about his own life, and he can bring up his kids to have a real future. And words like freedom, democracy, equality, they aren't just words anymore. He finds out these things really exist for him, and he's ready to fight for them. That's why nobody runs away, no matter what happens.
No matter what happens? What if there's a war?
There won't be a war. Not if there's a strong Israel. But a weak Israel, that would guarantee war.
It's hard for me to imagine how you can be strong and still bear the brunt of new immigration and build your economy day by day, at the same time make your country safe while you build it for all of you who live here. That's a pretty big burden.
Well, we can't bear this burden alone, and that's the truth. That's why we're placing our trust in you, the people of America. You see, we didn't save the Jews of Yemen by ourselves. It was done with your help. And we didn't wipe out the DP camps of Europe and pay for the planes and the ships that rescued the Jews of Romania and Iraq and other places. You in America did that. We're ready to eat less, wear less, do with less, but not with less immigrants. That's why, while we meet this problem of survival, we're asking you to take over this problem of bringing in the newcomers and helping them to get off to a decent start. Our neighbors may take in arms, jet fighters, tanks, artillery, such as Egypt is getting from Czechoslovakia. Minutes away from us, they build beachheads of communism. But we'll take in people. We'll go ahead building our country as a beachhead of democracy, where men live and work and bring up their children and breathe free in a land of their own. Our neighbors export fear, hatred. We in Israel like to think that we export hope. Hope for a better life for everybody who wants to come here. Whoever he is, wherever he is.
That's how the people of Israel feel today, as their country faces what their leaders have called a crucial hour, a supreme emergency. While Israel's people meet that emergency, you can help meet increased immigration needs. When you support the United Jewish Appeal, you make it possible through the United Israel Appeal for the Jewish Agency in Israel to go on with its work of absorbing the fresh masses of newcomers expected in the months ahead. You help the Joint Distribution Committee continue its work of sustaining life for 100,000 in Muslim lands and 30,000 in Europe, and go on aiding the aged and handicapped in Israel. In that country, where nobody runs away, they're sure of one thing, that you won't run away either. So back them up now. Renew your contribution of the past year to your local campaign on behalf of the United Jewish Appeal. Give as much as you can, as soon as you can. Over and above that, give more, give generously. Give now. Make this the year of life for millions who need your help.